Hello, everyone. How are you? We're going to get started with Power Hour. So excited to be on today. I hope you will share and people will join us. Hello, everyone. How are you? We're going to get started with Power Hour. You can hear me. I don't want you to hear me on there. Hang on. Oh, goodness, technology. Hey, Lori. I'm going to share my screen while I'm getting set up. You guys grab an oil and start smelling away. Let me get where I need to go. There we are. Really helps me before I get started with these kinds of things to really inhale an oil deeply, to really get it from my nose up to the limbic system of my brain, which is going to go all through my body. It's going to just help me reduce the stress, get focused. My oil today is Envision. So Envision oil. I'm going to put it in my hands. I'm going to rub it together. I'm going to smell it. Lori, since you're on here, make sure you can hear me. You can see my screen. Put a list together of some things that you're grateful for. Don't know about you guys, but I'm grateful for the beautiful sunshine that we have in Texas today, the beautiful weather. Oh, good. You can hear and see me. That's awesome. Let's see if I can make it a little bigger. I probably should just leave it alone so I'm not messing anything up. Oh, Northern Lights Black Spruce. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That is a very good one. Very good. Oh, I did make it a little bigger. So what I have to remind myself to do with the oils is I have to remind myself to actually use them first and foremost. That is something that is obviously crucial. But I also have to remind myself to use a lot of them because for me, it takes a lot. Sometimes some different people's blood types and body chemistry is different, and sometimes one drop will do it for them. For me, it takes a lot of drops. So I use a lot of drops. And so I like to take my oil and I like to put it in my hands like you saw me do and breathe it in. But I also like to just take and drop it right there on the top of my brain, top of my head, rub it in a little bit. If you only put 3 or 4 drops up there, it doesn't make my hair greasy or oily at all. I don't think it would because it's not a fatty oil unless it's an oil that's got a carrier in it that has, you know, a fatty content or consistency. But that to me, just, I kind of envision that oil just now going and just putting this giant shield around my body. Especially when I use white angelica, because white angelica is so good for like blocking and stopping those negative emotions. So we have 1 more minute. If you are watching and you want to have someone join in, I would love to have more people get on and join us. That would be awesome. Today's going to be a fun day. I really liked getting the task set up for this one. Some of it's stuff we've done, but I've got a really great video that I want to share with you today. Just really encouraging and empowering and inspiring. So I'm excited for today. Okay, it is time to move on to our next task. So we are going to go to task 2, and from Lori said she just had to cold boot her laptop. Girl, you way more tech than I am. I have no idea what that means. I think you had to reboot it maybe. I hope you're back. Okay. So here's the video that I was telling you guys about that I would love for you to watch. I am going, just in case I can't share it with you, I'm going to copy it into the chat. And hello, Sacred Mountain Sherry. I know, I love it. I'm going to copy it into the chat so you can have it. You can copy it and save it. But I'm going to try to play it for us. Maybe. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my goodness, you guys. Thank you. Just keep breathing your oils. Thank you for your patience with me. Okay. One of these days I'll actually learn how to do this. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen. I want to share a video. Hang tight, peeps. There's just too much going on my screen. I'm going to continue to blame this on COVID. Like, seriously. It's crazy. Like the things that were so easy to me before COVID are just like mind-blowing right now. So I don't know what's happening. Now I'm going to get all flustered. I'm going to hide that. Oh, I know. Okay. Okay. I think I got it. Okay. Thanks, guys. All that clicking. Okay. So we're going to have a new share. I'm going to optimize the sound so hopefully you can hear it. And hang on. Don't give up on me, please.
Product, I thought it looked kind of crazy. Didn't really understand what the benefits would be.
Okay, so we're going to skip the ads. All right, you guys let me know if you can hear this. You're going to have to comment and let me know if you can hear it.
Let me give you 3 steps to start life change that can change your life, your personality, your lifestyle, everything can change. Here's the steps. Number 1, find out how things work. The first key to doing better is find out. To change your life, really, you need ideas. There isn't anything an idea can't change. And Schoff taught me the major problem is lack of an idea, not a problem. At first, I didn't have any money. I said to Mr. Schoff, I don't have any money. He said, that's not a problem. Now, see, up until then, I always thought it was. Right? I was confused. He said, no, the problem is lack of an idea on how to create money and wealth. It isn't lack of money, it's lack of ideas. So if you get the ideas so you can change anything. Now, to get ideas, you need a constant study of finding out. Now, Schoff also said, when you find out something that works, put the information in your journal. Don't use your head for a filing cabinet. Put it in your journal so that you can do the next best thing. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Go over it. And if you repeat it, go over it, sure enough, someday, some mysterious day, The idea takes root, starts to grow, and shows up in your bank account, and your dress, and your personality, and your lifestyle. But capture the ideas in your journal. Find out how things work. Shof gave me this word for my life change. He said, study. Great word. If you wish to be successful, study success. If you wish to be happy, study happiness. If you wish to be wealthy, study wealth. Don't leave it to chance. Make it a study. Some people just go through the day with their fingers crossed. See, that won't do it. You've got to study the things that can change your economic, social, spiritual, personal life. Now, here's a qualifying phrase. And we'll have several of these qualifying phrases throughout the seminar. Here's the first one. You may not be able to do all you find out. I understand that. You may not be able to do all you find out, but you should find out all you can do. See, you don't want to wind up at the end of your life and discover that you've lived only 1/10 of it. And the other 9/10 went down the drain. Not for lack of opportunity, for lack of information. So that's number one, find out how things work. Now here's the best human virtue for finding out. Curiosity. Make a note of that. Curiosity. Be curious. You might add a word to it that'll help. Childish curiosity. What will kids do if they want to know something bad enough? Bug you. That's the phrase. They can ask 1,000 questions. You think they're through? They got another 1,000. They'll drive you to the brink. It's a virtue. When you gotta know, be like a child. In fact, Jesus, the master teacher, said, unless you can become like little children, you might as well forget it. You don't have a prayer. Excellent advice. You gotta be like children. 4 ways, in my opinion, to be like a child. Number 1 is curiosity, and number 2 is excitement. Get excited like a child over your ability to make yourself do anything for change. 3rd is faith. Have faith like a child. Adults are too skeptical. And 4th is trust. Trust is a childish virtue, but the rewards are incredible. Now here's the 2nd step to personal development. Okay, number 1 was find out how things work. Here's number 2, go to work. You must now take action on what you found out. In doing business around the world, we call it game plan. Put together your game plan. One of the major things we teach on the weekend seminars, game plans. How to game plan your office. If you're in sales, you need a game plan. Kids need a game plan. You need a home game plan, social game plan, a business game plan. Everybody needs game plans. Financial independence, game plan. Your investment, game plan. Don't think in your head. Put it on paper. Don't operate out of your mind. Operate from paper. I often ask somebody, what are you going to do the next 6 months? And somebody starts to tell me. I say, no, don't tell me. Show me. Show me your game plan for the next 6 months. Then I can look at things and maybe I can help. But you got to operate from paper. Put it on a game plan. Take action on what you found out. Now here's the best word I know of to go with action. Massive. See, that'll change everything. Massive action is called the cure-all. If you're going to make calls, make a few thousand. If you're going to make contacts, make a few thousand. If you're going to knock on doors, knock on a few thousand. See, that'll change everything. Here's the language of the poor. I'll try it a time or two and see what happens. It's the way poor people talk. The guy says, well, I'll give it 30 days. 30 days. You could guess his bank balance. You've got to have a better game plan. So here's one of the major things to do starting tomorrow. Take a look at your game plan. If it isn't loaded with massive action, change it. Tomorrow. Action. The formula really works like this. Pick up a good idea, take heavy action. Pick up a couple of good ideas, take heavy action. That's the formula for success. Heavy action. It's a good thing we can edit all this, right? The formula for success, take heavy action on a good idea, right? That's the ratio. Now here's the key. Don't wait till you've learned 2,000 or 3,000 things, because that way you'll use up all the time. And you could wind up smart and broke. And hey, it's okay to be dumb and broke. But if a guy's smart and broke, that's pitiful. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. You'll become a fool. Let your learning lead to action. You can become wealthy. And there's many kinds of wealth. I understand that. Not just money. Money's one of the least of all values. I know some people with a lot of money that are very poor. Evita sings, as for fortune and as for fame, they are illusions. They're not the solutions they promised to be. So there's all kinds of wealth, but to get a big share coming your way, you've got to have a heavy action game plan.
My name is Tyler Devereaux. I'm inviting you to attend my brand new 2-hour live masterclass, and I'm about to show you what 99% of real estate investors.
Now here's the third step to personal development, and we'll wrap up personal development. Step number 3, it's just a little caution, and all through life we need little cautions. This one simply says, don't try to beat the system. Find out how it works, work it, but don't try to beat it. Some people learn just enough to start slicing it, shading it, thinning it, cutting corners, and looking for cheap answers. See, don't fall for that. You'll wind up with a cheap life. Find out how it works best and do it that way. Even though it seems to take a little longer, do it right. Don't compromise with right. Now, under this step, here's another key. Be a quick learner. Don't let it take long to teach you. Learn quicker. One guy said he broke his nose 7 times in the same place. Somebody says, looks like you'd stay out of that place. Learn quicker. Now, the third point here is don't be stubborn. See, some people won't change even when a better way comes. They say, well, I've been doing it this way 30 years. Hey, be ready for change. If it's a better way, go for it. But don't try to beat it. Or you'll be like the guy that went to Las Vegas. He didn't have much money, so he didn't want to risk his money gambling. But he gets to Las Vegas and the jackpot bells are ringing, the money's flowing, the lights are flashing, and he can't help himself. He's got to gamble. But instead of gambling with his cash, he decides to play the mental gambling game. And the brilliant scheme he worked out goes like this. He'd pick a number like number 3. Mentally, he would bet a certain amount of money on the number. And whether it won or lost, he would jot down that amount in his little pad. I would have won $5 if I'd have made that bet, just to keep track of it, win or lose. That way, come midnight, he can calculate how he's doing, winner, loser, how much, only not his money. Keep his money. Just play this mental gambling game. So here he is around the gambling table, everybody else shelling out their hard-earned cash. He's got this brilliant scheme. Instead of betting with his money, he's betting with his mind, and he lost his mind. Which means don't try to beat the system, I guess.
You guys, that is so good. Is that not so incredibly good? I would love for you to tell
Here's the
me
big
in the
challenge
chat,
of life.
like,
You can
what your
have more than
takeaways
you've
are,
got because you can
because
become more than you
I
are.
typed some of mine in the comments as we went along.
That's the
but
challenge.
My goodness, that is some good stuff. So tell me what your takeaways were. So incredibly good. I would love for you to tell
Here's the
me
big
in the
challenge
chat,
of life.
like,
You can
what your
have more than
takeaways
you've
are,
got because you can
because
become more than you are.
I typed some of mine in the comments as we went along.
That's the challenge.
My goodness, that is some good stuff. So, tell me what your takeaways were. So incredibly good. I would love for you to tell
Here's the
me
big
in the
challenge
chat,
of life.
like,
You can
what your
have more than
takeaways
you've
are.
got
What's
because you
something
can
that you're
become more than you
going
are.
I typed some of mine in the
think
comments
on
as we went
about
along.
this.
That's the challenge.
My goodness, that is some good stuff. So, tell me what your takeaways were. So incredibly good.
Don't take too long to learn. That's a good
I
one.
would love for you to tell
Here's the
me
big
in the
challenge
chat,
of life.
like,
You can
what your
have more than
takeaways
you've
are.
got
What's
because you
something
can
that
become
you're
more than
I
you
think that's one of
are.
the biggest
some of
things
mine in the comments as we went
about
along.
this.
That's the
My
challenge.
goodness, that is some good stuff. So,
They think
tell
they
me
have
what
to
your
know
takeaways
everything.
were.
They think they'd have to know everything about the oils. They have to know everything
So
about the
incredibly
products.
good.
Don't take too long to learn. That's a good
I
one.
would
That's not
love for
true.
you to tell
Here's the
me
big challenge of life. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you
I
are.
think
I
that's
some of mine
don't
in
spend all
comments
your
as we
time
went
learning.
along.
Can you
That's the
My
challenge.
goodness, that is some
video
good
like
stuff.
this?
So,
Sorry about that. Hang on. I can stop it. I will stop it. Give me just a second and figure out how that's happening. Okay, did that help? Did it stop the replay behind? Okay, sorry guys. You gotta tell me those things. I mean, one of these days I'm actually gonna know how to work YouTube, but for now we're just, we're just making it work the way we can. Okay, so let's move on to our next task, but I really maybe copy that video link and share it with your team because I really want your team to see that with anybody that needs a little bit of encouragement. It seems to be Jim Rome has, it was the 1980s. Hello, let's face it, like they were using chalkboard and chalk, but it's still, the message is still really, really good. So, all righty, let's move on to our next task. So this is going to be a 15-minute task. We want to reach out to people. We want to see how they're doing, check in on them, and you guys know what to do. Like, just start messaging people. It's not about Young Living. It's a true, sincere message to see how people are doing. And I'll be back with you. I'm going to do it too. So 9:35 is when I'm going to get back to you. So have fun.
got a few more minutes of reaching out to our friends. So keep doing it. Keep loving on people. Being kind makes the world a better place. It really does. Okay. That's awesome. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. We're going to move to our next task. And I just want to remind you, as we do, we're going to have a little testimony time. We're going to spend a few minutes talking about any kind of product that you've used from Young Living recently in the last few days, last week or so, and what it's done for you. How you've enjoyed it, how you've used it. Remember, promote, maintain, and support so that we stay compliant. We can promote, maintain, and support healthy body systems, but we can't talk about ailments and diseases and things like that. But if you have a business testimony, I would love to hear that too. So share away in the comments. I want to hear from you. And while you're typing or writing or thinking, I will share with you some of mine. So you guys may have seen my little video on the Cbd Beauty Boost. Oh, of course, mom's calling. On the Cbd Beauty Boost, I don't know if you've been using this, but guys, it is phenomenal. It literally smells amazing. It has rose oil in it, and the instructions say a full dropper. but you can't, there's no way. I mean, you'd have to you'd cover your whole body if you used a full dropper. It's really, really thick. So I just do a couple of drops. Okay, making sure we were still live. I just do a couple of drops in my hand. Literally 2 drops is all I need, really. I rub it together, and then I rub it all over my face, up my neck, on my chest. I put it on the backs of my hands. And if there's anything left over, I rub it through my hair because it makes a wonderful hair serum. I love the CBD Beauty Boost. It's amazing for wrinkles, for anything that you might need, okay? Anybody else have anything they want to type in? Progessence Plus. So I'm going to share with you a little tip that I got this week from Dr. Tamara Como. Dr. Como is amazing. I just want to make sure we're still going. Hang on. Don't leave me. But Dr. Como is amazing. And she stopped by the Grove this week, and she just wrote a book, and it's like on pre-sale right now on growing healthy homes. I think it's called Essential Menopause or something like that, but she is fantastic for hormones, all kinds of things. So Progessence Plus. See, she told me, I was telling her that I'm 51 this month. My hormones are kind of going crazy. I think I'm probably hitting menopause. I had surgery, had one of my ovaries removed. And so she's like, friend, you've got all you need to keep yourself maintaining a balanced endocrine system, I should say, and balanced hormones. She said, take your Progessence Plus, and in your Progessence Plus, add Northern Lights Blue Spruce, Geranium, and Rose. Okay, so I'm going to try to tell you why compliantly. So Geranium and Rose are super supportive. If you look that up and go research them, they're super supportive of estrogen. Northern Lights Black Spruce, that's what NLBS is, right? Yeah, NLBS, Northern Lights Black Spruce. Northern Lights Black Spruce is super supportive of testosterone, which is amazing. So and Progessence Plus is super supportive of progesterone. So when you combine all those together, you have got a powerhouse in your Progessence Plus bottle. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so do any of you have any kind of testimonies that you want to share with me? I would love to see them. Anything can be the simplest of things. I know after last week we did goal setting, and Sherry, who's on today, she actually got an appointment with somebody because of what we did on Power Hour last time. So I would love to know how that goes. Okay, I'm going to give you guys just a few minutes to write down your testimonies. If I get another phone call, I'm going to have to pop off because my mom has called twice and my son called once, and they are together. Just want to make sure that they're okay. Don't be shy. I need your testimonies so you guys can type something in. What oil have you used today? What product have you used this morning already? So Lori says she had Essential Zymes 4, and she was taking other things also, but she didn't really see what it was doing for her. And so she started taking it a few days ago, and it's really helped with her digestion and making her go. I love that. Okay. I'm not scared to talk about poop. Poop is really important. So going normally is, if you saw my video that I did live here on Monday, I talked about clean makeup and glowing skin. One of the things I always trail off to is how many times do you poop? because people who have issues with their skin typically are not going to the bathroom enough. So it's like a shovel in, a shovel out. That's what it's supposed to be. Like, you eat a meal, you're supposed to go poop. If you're not doing that, then you really probably need to work on your digestive health. And I know if there's any kind of strain in the bathroom, my digestive health needs a little extra support. I love Essential Zymes 4. I love Essential Zymes 4. I love, I wish they would come back with Digest and Cleanse. That was awesome. I love Comfort Tone. And what's really been helping me, you guys, with so many things, and this is another little plug, a little testimony, is alkaline, because alkaline is going to make your body alkaline. And when your body's alkaline, everything tends to do better. So when you're operating in an acidic state, it really does change a lot in your body. It really makes your body struggle. And when you're in an acidic state, that's when you have like a great opportunity for sickness or illness or disease to start, because it just all loves acid. So if my stomach is not quite right and I've eaten something maybe that doesn't sit well with me, or I'm just feeling like I just need a little help, I drink a thing of alkaline. You just put the little packet into the water and drink it, and it's freaking phenomenal. I love it. Okay, so Sherry said, I had a good visit with the person that wanted to help me with my goals, and she's using Thieves Household Cleaner. And she's, well, good for you. Everybody needs Thieves Household Cleaner. That's awesome. Sherry also said she had an issue with a sore spot on her head and used the CBD 600 milligram cream. So that would be the pain cream. And it really helped her. We love the 600 milligram pain cream also. Lori said she doesn't have a gallbladder and thyroid, so this area is an issue for me. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you do Thyromin, Lori? Do you take Thyromin or use Thyromin? I love alkaline. I keep single packs and take them. We do too. We do too. My daughter, who's in college, she has a lot of allergies. She has a lot of food allergies. We've discovered over the past year, we knew she was having stomach issues for quite a while, but we finally got her tested, and she has a lot of allergies. So if she happens to get something that just really is not sitting well with her, her stomach hurts her really badly. But if she takes an alkaline, it tends to just settle everything down and help her so much. So Lori does use Thyromin. Good. Great support for your thyroid. I love reading these. Okay. Sherry says, I've been spraying Thieves Spray in my throat. Well, we can't really say that because it's not labeled to be used as a spray, but wink, wink. Then Thieves Oil on your chest after a nurse friend swears by, yeah. So I would say, to make that compliant, Sherry, I would say that you use Thieves Oil to keep your immune system strong, to promote a healthy immune system, to maintain a healthy immune system. Really, again, remember the beginning where I said when I put an oil on the top of my head, I just feel like I'm creating like this shield around me. That's just, of course, in my mind that I see visually, but I kind of think of that as thieves too, like with our kids when they were little and they were in elementary school and kids were all over each other. I would put the thieves on them before they would go to school, on the bottoms of their feet, top of their head. And I just felt like, oh, I'm just putting their little mama shield around them to keep them safe. Sherry says she's got a box of alkaline, but she's never used it. I am going to tell you right now to break that out. So I heard someone say a couple of years ago when alkaline packs were coming out, we've had alkaline for a long time, but it's always been in a powder, just a powder container. When they came out with the sticks, they call them, I heard somebody say that they take it, especially when they're traveling. I think it was Sarah Lee, and her husband traveled a lot. And so she would always give that to him, because just think about it. If you were going to be traveling like in an airplane or in hotels or places where you just don't know where all those germs are, what germs are there and where they're coming from. And you want to keep your immune system as strong as possible so your body can do what it needs to do for you. So if your body has any acidity in it, which we all have a little bit of both, right? But if we're running too much on the acidic side, and then we go put ourselves in those situations where our immune system can be attacked or compromised, we're going to have greater chance of getting sick. So we want to make sure all the time that we are trying to keep our body in as much of an alkaline state as possible. So alkaline really should be in all of our daily routines because we need to keep our bodies in an alkaline state. Sherry, you don't need to delete that comment. When we're done with this live, the comments don't stay, unfortunately, so it'll be fine. And Lori says it helps with acid and tummy bloat. 100%. 100%. If I take my Essential Zymes 4 and alkaline at the same time, it helps my tummy bloat so much. And that is my first sign that I know that I've gotten into some gluten, is my stomach instantly swells up. Like my pants get tight. I just start getting that feeling. I may start belching, or burping and or clearing my throat. Just it creates instant mucus in me. But if I go and kind of neutralize it with alkaline and the Essential Zymes 4, I feel so much better. Okay. I get excited even after 12 years talking about these kinds of things and reading your testimonies. I mean, this gets me excited. I could sit for probably a few hours and just everybody talk about all their things, because every time somebody shares something that's their testimony, I may know it, but I may not. So I always have the chance of learning something new, which is really great. Okay. Let's move on to our next task. We are getting down to the end. Okay, so we're going to take just a few minutes. We've just talked about some amazing testimonies. So I want you to take one of those products. I really like, because so many people think about Young Living as just being an oil company and not, they don't know of all the other things that we have. So when I make posts on Facebook or social media of any kind, I try to make it with a non-oil product. So people will be like, oh, I didn't know they had that. Or I didn't know they had makeup or whatever. I didn't know they had CBD. So pick one of those products that we just talked about or something else that's a non-oil product. Post a really quick compliant testimony on Facebook. You can include a picture with you and yourself. A picture of yourself always gets more traction. And just tell people why you love it. You don't have to say, hey, I can get you some. Let me know if you want some. Just put your story out there. And if people are interested, they're going to ask you about it. Okay. So I'm going to do it too. And you're right, Sherry, if we eat the way we're supposed to, we have very little gas and bloating problems, but right. Okay. Go make your post. I'm going to find you on Facebook and like your Okay, so once you get your post done, let me know in the comments what you posted about. I posted about, put it in the comments, but I posted about vitality oils, one because I had the picture ready from dinner the other night. So I've been waiting to post that. But a lot of people don't know that we can safely ingest our vitality oils. So that's really important to educate people on. I know that when people first get started, they're really scared to put the oils in their mouth for some reason. I don't know. I never had a problem with it. They just went down the hatch. But yeah, it's good to let them know that the white labeled oils, the vitality oils, are FDA approved to consume internally. They are considered grass, generally regarded as safe by the FDA to take internally. So really important to explain that. And it really does give people a level of comfort when they are first getting started, for sure, to only use the white labels internally. The darker label oils like this are actually labeled for topical aromatic usage. So you can put them on you and you can diffuse them. Just on a side note, and posting on social media, and I said, something with a picture always gets more traction. If it's a picture of you, it really does get more traction. I know that seems very self-serving, but that's the kind of world we live in. People just want their picture all over the place. Sherry posted about the CBD cream. That's awesome. If you are wanting some help with creating graphics, I would highly recommend that you get the app WordSwag, WORDSWAG. It's very easy to use. There's a free version and there's a paid version. I don't remember it costing very much. I think I paid for the whole year at a time. The free version is okay. It's not great. So I would definitely play with the free version a little bit, and then you're going to see what you're missing, and then do the paid version. And then also Canva, CANVA. That's also another really good app to create graphics on. These are for iPhone. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they work on Android. I don't know anything about Android phone. If you happen to have an Android phone or you prefer to make your graphics on your computer, I really like Picmonkey, PICMONKEY. Picmonkey is a really good one for creating graphics. Again, I'm pretty sure I paid for an upgraded version of that to make it a little more usable. But don't be scared to learn how to make graphics and play around with it. Once you get in there in those apps, it's really actually pretty easy. Keeping your graphics simple is also really good too. Just a simple picture and just basic text. Don't try to tell your whole story or your whole testimony or whatever in the graphic. The graphic is just to get their attention so that they read your post. The second one, so we've got WordSwag, Canva, CANVA, like canvas without the S, Canva. And then on the computer, Picmonkey. Picmonkey also has an app. I find it a little bit cumbersome and harder to use. So if I'm going to use Picmonkey, I do it on my computer. Okay. Anything else on that? We are coming to the end of our time, and so I'm just going to spend the last few minutes. If anybody has any questions or comments that they want to make in the conversation below, you can do that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So I always enjoy time with you guys. I apologize for today. Like, oh my gosh, I'm serious. Like, while we were just at that last point, Dana actually sent me a text and said, dang COVID, I can't remember anything because she's got COVID right now. And I was like, oh my gosh, I mean, that is me. I can't remember anything. Like, I need to really up the MindWise. So if you guys take MindWise, that's another great testimony to have out there. So I got to up the MindWise for sure. Get this brain clicking again the way it needs to. I'm going to wait just a second Lori posted on digestive enzymes. She said it took her a little longer. Lori, it's okay. Don't apologize for that. Thank you for sharing. I will go when we get off here and look at both of your posts on Facebook and comment on them. It always helps when we comment on other people's posts. Give it a like, a thumbs up, a heart, just interact. Anything else before we go? Okay, guys, a couple things we do have coming up that I hope that you've seen us talk about on our Facebook groups, but we've got this Saturday, we've got the Super Saturday workshop, which is going to be 3 hours of jam-packed information. Everything on how to work with your leaders on your team or your up-and-coming leaders. How to, some days are not selfie days, Lori, some days are just not. Taxes for MLMs, how to structure your business for success, how to plan your month out. It's going to be me teaching, Shelly Garrett, who's another Young Living Diamond, and Sarah Amato, who is cross-line from us. She's the Young Living Platinum. And then I brought on a social media coach, and I brought on a tax person. We're going to have a girl talk about just how to get your social media more active, and it's just going to be really great. If you're watching online and you do the online version, it's just $10. If you're coming in person, it's $20 because we're going to give you, the freebie things, the coffee, tea, water. We're going to give you some little handouts, some giveaways and things like that. So it's a little more for you to come in person, but you also get a chance to shop and buy some things, and you get to have the camaraderie and community of people. We need to be back with people. It's been so long since I feel like I have been with other people. And the other thing is on the 19th, we are having a vision board class with Coach Sean D. If you've ever watched anything that I've posted of her, she's a member here at the Grove. She's amazing, inspirational coach. She and I are going to do a vision board class together. She's going to light your fire. I'm going to help you get it onto paper because just like we've talked about and what you heard Jim Rohn say, putting it in writing on paper is the most important thing you can do for making your goals and dreams come true. Unfortunately, Sherry, this vision board class is not online, but I bet I can convince her to do one online. She did one last week for just another group of people online, and she said it went really, really great. So she may be doing some more of those, and I will definitely keep you posted on that. But this one is limited to 20 people here in the Woodlands. So if you're in the greater Houston area, this is definitely a class for you. All of this information can be found on our Facebook page. If you need it, you can message me and I will get you that information and the Eventbrite links, etc. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really always feel like these times together are so life-giving. That's the only way I can say it. Like there's just something inside of me that feels so good after I've spent an hour with people who are like-minded, who just are encouraging and inspiring and help me and forgive me through my crazy, through my craziness, my COVID craziness, we'll call it. Anyway, it is time to go. So I will talk to you ladies next week. I know I'll talk to you before that, but we'll definitely see you next